Okay, here we are today with Kurt, and we're out here to see if we can help him hit some better distance wedge shots. That seems to be a weakness of his. He's a very, very good player, but if we can make his distance wedge shots better, then his handicap will go down. Okay, so why don't we hit a shot and see what you got?
Great.
That's a good looking shot. Let's go over and see what we got on the numbers. Now this is what we got on that shot. You can see your ball speed was 61.5. Your carry was 65 yards, basically. The height, 56 feet. Launch angle, 40 degrees. Spin rate, 5469. And spin axis, that the plus means that it's spun to the right. That means it's a slice spin axis. So taking a look at these numbers, what we found in working with the top players is that the way they control their distance wedges is by hitting them lower. And actually you can find that you can get a little more spin hitting a low draw than you can a high fade. And the reason is that it captures the club face on the ball more. You get more compression. Constantly you get more friction on the shot, and that creates more spin. And the lower flight makes it much easier to control your distance. It's like the difference between chipping and pitching, basically. And so what we're looking for in these numbers is height. We want to get that under 40 feet. Okay, so we're 56 feet there, so we want to try and get that number under 40 feet. Launch angle, definitely closer to 30 than 40, but for sure under 40, okay? We want to get the spin a minimum to be 100 per yard, so that would mean 65-yard shot, 6,500. And then we want to try and turn this spin axis around and make it a little bit of a draw spin axis is what we're looking for.
Okay.
Okay? And if we do that, what we'll see is this dynamic loft, which means the loft the club has at impact will be reduced.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to try to get that to be 45 or less is really what we're looking for. All right, you ready to give it a try?
Sounds great.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so go ahead and take your setup for me if you would. And so, actually it was really interesting where I learned some of this was from Lee Trevino. And he said, well, the feeling you want to have is that the ball stays on the club face. So you want to try and feel like the club stays on the ball the whole time. And the feeling that he had is that the top of the blade will feel like it's always on top of the ball.
Okay.
And so what happens is when you come through and the face of that club looks at the sky like that,
yep,
and that's what makes it roll up the face.
Sure.
And do that. So there really are two ways of getting that top of that blade on the ball. One is you can do it by closing the face, okay? Or two is you can do it by just dragging the face through impact like that. Either one of those would be okay.
Okay.
Now what I want to try to do to get you on the other side a little bit is I want you to feel like you're going to hit a right to left low hook. So you're going to come in here from the inside, feel like you're going to start the ball to the right, and see if you can just turn the club over and hit a little low rat hook out there toward that.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
Good. That's still a little bit long, but you're not used to catching them quite that solid. Let's take a look at those numbers, see what we got on that. Okay, so these numbers are a lot better. You can see basically that the ball speed is essentially the same from what you had before. And because of the compression you got on the ball, you obviously hit that farther, a little bit too far from what we were trying to do, but much better. The height's still a little high. I know that looked low, but that was definitely a little bit high. The launch angle though, remember we talked about we wanted that launch angle around 30?
Right.
And definitely under 40, and you got it to 28.3. That's really, really good. And you can see before we didn't even have anywhere near 100 per number. Now we've got 1,000 more than the number on that. So we got 7,800 spin for a 68-yard shot. Spin X still had a little bit of slice to it, and the dynamic loft, remember that was, we wanted that to be 40, and that's exactly what it was that time. So we'd take a look at some of these other numbers to show you the first one again. So carry 65, the first one, and then the last one 68, okay? So not a whole heck of a lot of difference. height 56. Here, height 42. So we like that. Launch angle 40. And now launch angle 28. All of these are great, great numbers. Spin 54.69. Now spin 78.56 on a shot that's 3 yards longer. Spin axis is still a little bit to the right, but even if you hit, you're going to spin a low fade a lot more than you'll spin a high fade, as you can see right there. So that was really, really good shot. And then dynamic loft was 49, and now our dynamic loft is 40.2. So that's really the numbers that we're looking for. That's real, real good. You know, I'd like to just have you continue practice until you feel like you get those. That one went a little bit left of the target, as you can see up here in the graph. And so just keep trying to start a little bit more to the right, and that'll get your spin axis to be a little bit more draw-like.
Great.
But that was really, really good.